came back, I got my wife already changed, not loving me and abusing me, saying to me that I am not her type. She can't live with me, and if it is a must, then I must beg her all the times of my life, because first of all, I was born out of wedlock. That home is not our home. She has investigated that that home is not our home, and I brought her in a home where I don't belong to, so I must pester with her and beg her all the times of my life. Secondly, I am an intersex who is a woman like her, and if I want her to stay with me, I must beg her. Thirdly, is my religious status, that I am praying. I'm a staunch worshiper, and I'm pretending to serve God, and even my own people does not allow that, because they know that I'm just pretending to serve God, but I am just possessed with the demons from my mother's land. So if I want to stay with her peacefully, I must begin pestering her, and we will stay. So this was strange, and she could now beat me up whenever she got me even seated. She just slapped me, she just threw legs to me. So it was very hostile to me with my wife. Now, not being hostile with my family members where I was brought up. Those people supported that my wife, and they were very, very much supportive to her because they were saying it openly, even to me. And as we didn't know that you could even marry a wonderful lady like this. We are wondering how the big heart this lady has in front of her. So this made my wife to develop attitude of diminishing me, saying that I am not worthy. So this is what happened during my marital life. We stayed for 6 years and a half before we got a child. But when it reached, not there. When it reached, before we stayed long, around 1997, when I finished school, my 4th form, December, I went to mountain to pray God to give me the way. Then when I came back from the mountain, I told my wife and my mother that I'm leaving this home, and I just walk. One day I will get a widow who pick me as their child, or anybody who lacks a child. But me, I shall never remain in this home. So when I came from the mountain, I reported to my mother and to my wife that I'm just leaving this home, and I'm just leaving forever. But I shall not come back again to live here. I can just come to greet you, and you, my wife, from today I've freed you. You can just go back to your mother's place to get someone to marry you, because we have not even gotten a child. So this is what I say. I told my people. My mother told me it's okay, because even me, I have seen how you're suffering in this home. Let God be with you. And she prayed for me to leave. When my wife saw me leaving, she went in the house and picked bags, and she tied herself to me and followed me. That is how we left that home and we went. So after going, we started walking in the homes of people, knocking the gates. If somebody have a good heart, they may open for us, and we stay there for 3 days or 4 days or 1 month or 3 months. That's how we walked from Karungu, to Nairobi, and we went from Karungu, from Nairobi to Mombasa. So when it reached in the year 1999, I started there. Is where I gotten people who would stand with me in Tononoka, Mombasa. So where is where I started establishing my ministry, the Bride of the Lamb Ministry International, because I got people who stood with me firm. After reaching in Mombasa, my wife was now very much hostile to me, because she was even doing adultery with other people, and if I got her, she said, try to say that I am doing adultery, and I will tell people why I am doing it. So she was always threatening me by unveiling me, and I could not want anybody to know that I am born an intersex. I just wanted people to know that I'm just a man. So the frustration was very much higher to me. But when it reached 2000, then God started to bless us with wealth. Now we had a good house and many things. That made her to cool down, because the ministry was now supporting us with money. So she started to calm down. And when it reached to 2001, we were blessed with a son called Abidan Rasha. He is now 18 years old. That is how it was. After giving birth to my child, this lady again started to become wild. That you are an intersex. You can't get one pregnant. Why are you taking this child as yours and loving him so much? So again, this lady started to become very wild to me. And when it reached in the year 2004, my wife now abandoned me, but not living, going to another place. She just abandoned me, but not accepting us to become together, even having sex and anything. That is 2004. She abandoned me and very harsh to me. And I also decided just to leave her, but we were still living together. So she was just fornicating with anyone, my driver, policeman who is doing insecurity to protect me, because I have policemen, I have many people even right now where I'm talking. So policemen who are around me, any man who comes near me, she was trying to persuade until she have sex with, but not me. If any time I approach her, she denied, telling me she doesn't want. And if I tried to say, she was also threatening me that if you tell people that I am doing this, I will also tell people why I am doing it, and you know why. So I was just like jail.
Apostle, you're saying that you did not want people to know that you are an intersex, but you wanted them to know that you are a man. And up to this time, you have, as you have said, there are some girl features or female features that had developed in you. You had breasts and everything, and you had some female-like features in you. So how did you manage to maybe hide this from other people in a way that they could not realize that you had that female aspect in you?
Yeah, this is why I'm telling you that in the year 2004, after my wife had rejected me,
Yes.
then I also stayed and remained with the church. Then in the year 2012, 2007, the church started taking care of me without bothering that I have a wife. Then when it reached the year 2012, my son, whom I had with that my wife, he was on my side than the mother. So one day he asked me, why are you not taking me to school? You were always telling the driver to take me to school, but you're my father, my fellow children also want to see you. And one day I told him that I will tell you. And I sat him down one day and I started explaining it. And he was the one who encouraged me to come out. He asked me, who did this to you? It was you or who? And I told him it was God. And he was still young and a preacher since when he was still 7 years old. So he asked me, today you want to tell me that God can do a mistake? God made a mistake of creating you with both of hands? I told him no. God can never do a mistake. Then he told me, if it is God, from tomorrow it is you who will drive me to school, and I want my fellow children to abuse us and to laugh at us because you are intersex and my mother is intersex, my father is intersex. Again, my mother who gave birth to me also came and visited me and told me, my child, I am old and I will die, and this your wife has been treating you very harsh just because of you are being intersex, and it was me who covered you when I gave birth to you. Now you are old enough. Why don't you stand firm and tell people who you are? This can even stop this lady to treat you the way she is treating you, and even to me, because she was always abusing me and abusing my mother and abusing anybody around me. So this made me to get strength, and I went to the hospital to the doctor. When I went to the doctor, gynecologist, the doctor did her assessments. After that, then the doctor started doing some counseling, telling me you should not be afraid. Many people are born like this, not you, only you, but we don't know where they're going. People are born like this, and we don't know whether they are being killed, because even in big hospitals here, it can't take 2 weeks before a child like you is born. And after that, nobody knows where these children are going. So maybe God has brought you to save the lives of children who are being mistreated like that. Those were the things which made me to get strength. Then I came out and I went through the media. Then I did it publicly that I was born an intersex, and that is and those are my documents.
So just out of sorry. Apostle, just out of curiosity, so you're saying that you have a child and the child is yours? So scientifically, someone who is intersex can produce?
You know, I am not the doctor, but I got married to my wife, Jessica, and we were not living well with her. Even our sexual life was frustrated. But I said that in 2000, when we were living in Mombasa, after getting some wealth, God started blessing us. She cooled down, and after seeing her very, very low, very, very humble to me, this made us opportunity to go back together. And after going back together, the result is abundant pressure womb. So I have never done a DNA test to know whether that child is mine, but I can say that he's my child because first of all, he's a child of my wife. Secondly, we slept, we had sex with her mother, and her mother is the one who said, he's my child. So how can I refuse that? No way, but I don't know, because I am not a doctor and I've never done any DNA test. And I know he is my child. So that is what I can say.
So do you think that had you not been born an intersex, maybe you will be where you are today in life? Or do you think being an intersex has somehow been a breakthrough for you to be where you are today in life?
To me, I don't see if being born an intersex has made me any breakthrough. I don't see. Because it has made me to struggle. I was born a person who is business oriented and supportive, very, very, a person with a heart of charity, doing charity. Many things. I'm a person with many talents, many businesses, talents, charity, and many others. But being an intersex has made me to take a lot of time to seek for acceptance from people, which made me not to get enough time to do my things at the right time. So it has delayed me for so long. I would have done a lot of things in this world if I would have never been an intersex. But because it is the creation of God, that is how God planned it. I can't deny it. That is who I am. Now I must just accept that the challenges is much more. Because a normal person is only thinking of whatever thing on how to develop his or her vision. But me, I must think on how to accomplish or develop my vision. But before I develop my vision, I must seek for acceptance again. So I'm having two loads which I'm hardly thinking as compared to a normal person. Because for example, I want to make even a business place. I can't just go there and do it by myself. People will question me. The first time they must question, who is this? So there I must introduce myself. I must tell people, drive out suspicion. Who are you? I am intersex. I was born intersex. There are some people who does not even know the existence of intersex. And there are some people knows, but they reject. There are some people knows, but they're saying those are just lies. It is not true. So seeking acceptance takes a lot of time than doing something creative. For example, you are crossing the border going to another country. For example, even here in Kenya, you want to go to Tanzania or Uganda. At the border, you will bring out your passport. If somebody looks at you, he might think this is a woman. Sometimes when he hears for your voice, oh, maybe a man.